What is going on, guys? DBG here. Today, it's actually there are some insane budget cards that came out today, lads. Some absolutely insane budget cards. So obviously we have our God Squad, but like the amount of unreal budget players we got today, I'm telling you, look at all of these guys. All of them decent budget options, and all of them somewhat affordable. So in terms of today's packs, sure, Yao Ming is just stupidly expensive. Like, what Yao Ming is doing at 200k, I don't know. I actually don't know why he's that expensive, because he sucks. Wall, 600, 700k, he's unbelievable. Like, you could argue that Wall, LeBron, and Artest are three of the 5 best cards in this game. And they're all expensive. But lads, the rest of these are so cheap, like. So lads, this is the Nightmare. And you can get every single amethyst for under 4,000 MT. I got them all for 3,000. Let's just say 3,100. You can get Ron Artest. You can get Patterson. You can get Birdman. You can get Oakley. Like these are 2.5k. These are 2.5k, which is mad. Terry Rozier under 3 as well. We're at 13 minutes. You want to go, oh, Anfernee Simons. Boom. He's under that price. Small forward. I'm not entirely sure about LeBron. LeBron might be under that price for all we know. Obviously not the Hawks. The Heat. LeBron's 3k. Power forward. Oakley's 3k. Center. Birdman's 3k. Point guard Terry Rozier is 3k. Like, every one of these amethysts are 3,000 MT. You can buy all of LeBron, Birdman, Rozier, Oakley, Patterson, Simons, and Ron for 20k. You can buy all of these guys combined for 20k. And like 2 weeks ago, Marcus Smart himself was over 20k, which is mad. And then there's like Caruso and Lance, who I would still consider like budget players here. I would still consider these guys budget players. Like, LeBron's cheap. LeBron's not cheap. LeBron is not cheap at all. But I would definitely consider like some of these like cheap diamonds. Like, the mad thing is that Ron Artest is so cheap as a diamond. I think I bought mine for like 14.5k. And okay, so he's about 18k right now. He was cheaper because everyone was buying him. So he's about 15, 16k. So I have mine for about 14.5. But let's see what price. I reckon we're seeing less than 30k for Caruso. Surely less than 30 for Caruso. Okay, 30 for Caruso. Less than 30 for Lance. Lance probably looking at like 25. No, it's high 20s for him, I think. 27. No, we're looking around 25 for Lance, 30 for Caruso. So even with that, there, you're like 16k, 30, 25. It's like 50, 70. Like, all of these guys combined are less than 100k. Like, LeBron, this LeBron's ridiculously priced. If you want a LeBron, just get this one. If you want a LeBron, just get this one. Someone told me this LeBron has got like juice tendos on defense. Almost still 50 out there. Not great. But like, I'll show you guys what these cards are all made of as well. Like, none of these are that bad, which is the mad thing. Which is the mental thing, is that none of these guys are even that bad. So, Lance, in terms of stats, Lance does everything. Now just look at these. Look at these. Obviously, there's the shoe boost, but everything is like above 85, other than post. He's got everything. In terms of badges, he's got like Bully, Slithery, like 9, 7, 9, 11, like really well-rounded badges. And a lot of good defensive ones. Like, Lance is Badge-wise, he's that dude. Movement-wise, I don't really like how he moves. I really struggle with that burst. His release, it feels like last year's Lance, but it just has that... You just have to hold it a little bit longer than you think on these releases. So I don't... Look, I'm not the biggest fan of this card. I think he fits his purpose. I think he's like a Latrell Sprewell type card. I think he might be a better version of a Latrell Sprewell. But I would rather use someone with maybe that little bit of a quicker release. Like, I would rather use Ron Artest, a shooting guard, than him. So for him, he like doesn't really make my team, but he's not bad. Don't get me wrong, like he's by no means a bad card at all. And for around 25k, especially if you can have fun with this guy, you're sorted. Ron Artest, again, not quite as well rounded, but like 0 shooting badges, but it doesn't matter. Because look at his defensive badges. He's a silver clamps, which you can argue is better than half and gold clamps just because of the stiff arm animation. He has a good 3-ball of 79. He's got a pretty decent driving dunk. He's not going to be the greatest ball handler in the world, but he's going to be an absolutely elite perimeter defender. He's going to steal the ball really, really well. And the big thing is that he's got Steph Curry base and Rudy Gay upper, which is maybe the best release in the game. And by I say maybe, I mean no, he has the best release in the game. Like, there is no ifs or buts about it. This is the best release in all of my team right now. This is like a pro-am. This is like what would be considered a really good pro-am release. Not for shot creating or anything, but for like a spot-up shooter. Like, this was literally in 2K21. This was the release I ran on my player. And if you're like, oh, the database is out, he's got Fultz. Dude, Fultz and Curry are the same thing. Just like Brandon Goodwin and Melo are the same release. Like, Fultz and Curry are the exact same. Like, it's like for years Fultz had Curry release, and they don't have every single player mocapped. There's a lot of releases that are basically the same. But that release is just so good. His defensive animations are insane. And is the pink diamond Ron Artest the best shooting guard in the game? Probably. But is the diamond Ron Artest the best budget shooting guard in the game? Probably. Then we've got out here Caruso, who you just made a video on. Release that is not the easiest in the world to time. You do have to get used to that release. He's got height. He play like I'd have him over Ja. 10 times out of 10, give me him over Ja Morant. Everybody like, oh, he's too slow. Dude, Marcus Smart cooked Ja Morant in quals. Ja's not that guy. Ja is not that guy. Even Splash will say it. Ja is not that guy. Ja is not even D-Rose good. He's not even Westbrook good. I think Caruso can be super, super effective. The way he dunks, the way he runs, the way he shoots, he can shoot fades, the fact he's got a release on quick. This guy is one of the best point guards in the game, lads. He is fantastic. He's absolutely fantastic. He's like a way better version of Marcus Smart. Oakley, on the other hand, Oakley's stats are really good. So if you look at Oakley's stats, you're like, okay, he's got not a great driving dunk, but he's a decent shooter, decent ball handler, and then you look at his all-around defense, all of them look like they're mid-90s. Or like low 90s. Speed's pretty good. Like, what he looks like is like Dennis Rodman. He's got bully, masher, these type badges, no shooting badges. He got a couple of good playmaking badges, like clamp break, quick first step. And defensively, he comes with post and lockdown, a lot of goal badges. And like silver clamps and silver interceptor. Problem is, release is very baited. Like, it doesn't even look like he's that slow. It's just where you have to release it to green. He has like, he pulls, like, he gets in the position where you think he's greening, and then he pulls it back even further. So it's a super baited release. It's not a bad release. Like, he does have normal leaner as well. It feels like it's a release on slow, and I just want to make sure that it's not, because even his fade feels slow. I do it because I just realized the database is here, so we didn't actually know what these guys' releases are. Yeah, it's Charles Oakley on slow. And that's kind of where the issue is that I don't even think it's that. I think Charles Oakley on normal is going to be an okay release. It's just incredibly, incredibly baited. And that's like, he's like Rodman with a worse release. That's basically what he's, but he'll green. He'll green and he'll play good defense. So I can't even say he's that bad. But again, he's 2.5 KMT. Terry Rozier is just chicken. So again, Rozier has got a lot of good shooting badges, some good playmaking badges. He actually has 2 defensive badges, which is kind of mad. Like, you can't say this isn't, again, one of the best releases in the game. Scary Terry. Maybe Jordan dribble style. He gets a pretty good driving dunk as well. He's quick. He won't really play defense, but offensively he's fantastic. And again, what more can you ask for well, 2,500 MT. Then we got Anfernee Simons, who offensively is that guy. He gets limitless takeoff, gets some nice finishing badges, gets a couple of good shooting badges, some great playmaking badges, and you know what? His defensive badges aren't even that bad. They're not even that bad. He's a great driving dunk of 95. He's got a pretty good 3-point shot, good ball handle. Defensively, perimeter defense of 90 with a good coach. Lateral's not that bad, steal's not that bad. Just lacks badges on the defensive end. And again, everyone's like, oh, his release is unusable. Dude, it's like better Draymond. It's like Draymond, or it's like Livingston's release. Like, if you like Livingston, like his release the same as Livingston's. I don't know. So he's got Anfernee Simons. What's the shot Livingston have? Because that's the exact same release. Sean Livingston has Jaden Springer, Chetty Osman. And he's got... Maybe the uppers are just the same. Because they both look the exact same as what Draymond had last year. It looks like Draymond and normal. That's literally it. Draymond and normal. That's the best way I can describe his release. He gets Jordan dribble style, which is really, really good. He will jam it on people. He will absolutely jam it on people. He's like your budget D-Rose. Because he gets a lot of gold badges and like he isn't quite as fast as D-Rose. He's going to play equally as good defense, maybe better defense. He's going to jam on everybody. He's going to be like your budget D-Rose. And again, at 2,500 MT, you cannot go wrong with a card like this. You really can't. These guys are all good. LeBron, stats-wise, may not be the greatest, but he's got way better hot zones, slightly better badges than his other amethyst. And like, is he as good as the pink diamond? No, he's basically the same as the diamond though. And again, for 3,000 MT, you've got a LeBron James who has the ability to bully people. So I'm not going to be that down on him, because he does still have that ability to absolutely bully people. This guy right here, look at these, all A's across the board other than rebounding, which is huge for a guy that you're getting for 2,000 MT. He's got a decent 3-ball. He's got a pretty good driving dunk, but look at his defense. 94 perimeter, 89 interior, 88 steal, and a 73 block with 90 lateral quickness, 86 speed as well. And you might be like, oh, he's nowhere near as good as like Ron Artest, and I kind of agree with that. But back down punisher and bully and masher. Give the dude drop with post finishing. Give the dude drop stepper, and he's my kind of 2-guard. Get some playmaking badges. It's a lot of really good defensive badges. He can definitely be a secondary ball defender. I've tried using him at pure lock, and he hasn't been great. And in terms of his release, it's okay. Like, it's more than passable. Again, I need to actually look at the database because I haven't even seen what his cards are. It's Colin Sexton with LeBron upper. The problem is, again, normal dribble style. Not like I even have normal dribble style. He does it the Kobe escape, but I don't really use the escapes rating. Like, at least normal dribble style, he can kind of cross a little bit. But he's really going to be a catch and shoot player. And a guy just play a little bit of bully ball on the inside if they do put a small guy on him. And play really good defense. And again, 2,500 MT for Ruben Patterson. Like, you'll be seeing a video tomorrow. Like, how is he 3K MT? Something along those lines will be coming out tomorrow. But absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous as a card. And last up, we've got one of the most slept on cards of today in Birdman. So Birdman's got all the finishing badges. He's got like bully, back down punisher, masher, drop stepper. No shooting badges, but it doesn't matter. As well as like rebound chaser, anchor, a lot of good interior badges. But if you look at Birdman, he's got a 3-point shot of 59. You're like, okay, that's not great. But he's got a good dunk. He's got solid enough post game, absolutely elite rebounding. He's got a 90 block, 74 lateral, 76 speed. The guy's basically like DeAndre Jordan with a jump shot. And you're like, he's got 59 3-ball, he doesn't have a jump shot. No, trust me, he has a jump shot. He has a jump shot. He's got Drummond release. Because he had Drummond release last year, by the way, which is same as Nate Thurmond release, base 35. It is one of the easiest releases to time, in my opinion, for like a big, because there's such a set point you have to release. I know I'm struggling here, but like there is a very, very deliberate point where he kind of holds the ball out in front of him, where you know you have to release. I'm struggling right here, which is really annoying because I'm on camera. But I greened 10 corner threes in a row with him earlier today. There we go, that's one. Like there is a very deliberate release point where he literally pauses. He pauses where you have to release the ball, which is a really good thing in terms of just ease ability to green. So that 59 3 ball may as well be like 79. But like if you're not, again, you got to be on point timing wise, but it's very, very easy, especially from the corners, to be on point. As well as that he has the athleticism of a DeAndre Jordan, of an Andre Drummond. Add to that a pretty decent jump shot. And again, he's Andre Drummond who can shoot threes. He's DeAndre Jordan, but he can shoot threes. Like that's the type of player you're looking at here in Birdman. Like nothing like god tier or anything, like nothing game changing, nothing like complete game defining, but a pretty damn good center. And a lot of guys are really, really sleeping on this. So we're going to be starting the budget squad series tomorrow. So I'm going to have like my god squad, I'm going to have like my budget squad, and I'm going to have my Team Heart squad. Team Heart is just going to be non-meta players. So if a player comes out and everyone's like, this card sucks, they automatically go into Team Heart. But budget squad is going to be my cheap players, and this guy has a spot in my budget squad no matter what. Lads, like, we're looking at the best drop of cards we've had in a long time. I think it's been a long time since we've had a drop of cards that are this good in a MyTEAM from top to bottom. All these cards can hoop. So that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.